It's probably we're still on delay.
Okay.
We're live now. Let me see. Okay, it's loading for me now. Yeah, we're live. I'm gonna move myself and you guys talk. I have to make sure. Okay.
Okay. We can't hear you, but oh, it has all these things on there.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
We have a weird yellow line.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
Your volume down.
Yeah.
Can't hear you, but it's like radio. Caller, turn your radio down.
One gets this dedication to my cat. Peanut.
Oh man.
Girl, how have you been?
I have been, well, first off, hello, therapy talkers. Hi, welcome back to the first live of 2023. I've been good for the most part. I've been doing a lot of things and not a lot at the same time. My word of the year is wisdom. And so what's that is that's allowing me to really pause, and in order to learn and gain wisdom, you have to really listen. And I listen, but I miss a lot of things. I'm distracted too. I'm always trying to solve stuff. So that's made me not a good listener in the past few months, even maybe even years, or as my special person will say, I don't listen. Because I listen to everyone else. But
I was just gonna say that. That's probably why you get burned out on listening.
Mm-hmm. So I've really just been trying to stay focused, and I have been staying focused. And it's been good. It's been refreshing. Today I'm just tired. I have had a lot. Like I told you what I was trying to figure out and reading.
Yeah.
About trying to,
sounds like a lot.
Yeah, one sense of business is
yeah.
How are you?
Yeah. I feel what you're saying. I feel like I'm running around doing lots of different things, and yet feeling like not a whole lot of things are getting accomplished. My workload is astronomical. Working more and more and more. Yeah, and I feel myself, I think you did a post on this on social media quite a while, Pauline, but just trying to be better with being a better friend and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I really felt myself like I'm so burned out by the end of the day. I don't text, I don't call, I don't return calls, I don't return texts. And it's not because I don't love you or care for you all that do that. And I want to get with you as far as like have lunch or dinner or stuff like that. But I am so burned out, and I just need to recharge by doing nothing, which ends up being streaming silly shows, or scrolling on TikTok or something, or just doing laundry and things like that kind of keep us busy. But yeah, and it just feels like that the world is really heavy right now. It feels like a heavy wet blanket. And so I've been listening to the news more. And in the past, I've stopped myself from listening to the news because it's just not good for my own mental health. But there's so much going on that I've been forcing myself to watch the news, and it just feels like another layer of just like yuck that everybody's feeling. So yeah, just exhaustion is really bad, and trying to take care of myself and my clients and everybody else. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now.
Where are you, your location?
Right now, I'm in Newton, Iowa, at my new location. The first of the year, we transitioned to a new office with some chiropractors, and that's been an amazing partnership. One of the chiropractors that's here does a lot of energy work, and so that's kind of fun to refer people directly to them, and vice versa. They've been referring a lot of people to us. So more of a holistic, point of view with mental health and your body and stuff. And I moved there, but something that's been in the works for a while. I'm going to say initially this job popped up about 3 years ago, then 2 years ago, and then 1 year ago, and then this last year. So I guess that is 1 year ago. But I'm taking a contract job in Alaska. So that's coming up soon. But the process has not been soon. It's been very long and drawn out. But,
Oh my gosh.
systems are systems. So you know how that goes. But
yes, I do know.
that's my radar right there. Is probably by the end of March, I will be leaving to go to North Pole, Alaska.
North Pole. So something to bring back. When we initially started Therapy Talk with you and I, it was 2021 or 2020. Geez.
2020, yeah.
2020, you have mentioned actually they did help you make the content. We did a Veterans Day content.
Yeah.
And I think your colleague friend gave us information that we used for that content. And she we talked about Alaska then, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's something I've been so interested in Alaska. And you're like, yeah, we have this thing. Maybe we can be traveling therapists and do that. And 3 years later, here you are.
Let's talk about manifestation, right?
Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
That is wild.
Yeah. And you and I've talked about just being traveling therapists, and there's always traveling nurses and psychologists and things like that. But it wasn't until but real recently hearing about traveling therapists. And I'm like, how is this even possible? And then now it's here. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I am literally like living out like a request, a dream, a goal. And it's very humbling. It's very humbling. Yeah. And it's exciting because it's like, that stuff works. You put yourself out there in the universe, you kind of state what you want, not being greedy by any means, but by making goals and objectives and putting it out there and having a positive aspect, positive vibes. And oftentimes those things will come back. So yeah. And so, Pauline, we might become traveling therapists because once I'm on board, I'm going to sucker you in too.
You know me, grass does not grow where I stand.
That's right.
Said, like, what does that even mean?
You know what I saw though, after I accepted this job and did the whole hubbub, I started looking at the company and they're all over the world. It's wherever there is military bases. And right now, currently in Hawaii, there's several openings. And I'm like, why didn't somebody try to get me to Hawaii versus Alaska? I mean,
well, Alaska is very much needed.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like, for several reasons.
Yeah.
And so is Hawaii. Like, honestly, both places need our resources.
Yeah.
So if that means spending a year in Alaska and then spending a year in Hawaii and going back and forth,
we're for it.
Why not?
Yeah. Yeah. So that's happening soon.
I am just to the moon about it. I know we haven't got to talk much outside of Therapy Talk stuff, but I am just the adventure. That's something we have in common is we will go just about anywhere and try to figure it out. And that's where our fun is.
Mm-hmm.
And
I love the challenge.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And getting out of my comfort zone is huge for me. I love it. It's uncomfortable, but I love it at the same time.
Right. It's the figuring stuff out. And I like that part, except for, of course, like trying to sort out business things like that is just annoying. Like, let me figure out where we can travel, where it's like rural and not much discussed. That sounds more interesting. Yeah. So I'm so looking forward to the content that you're going to create from that location. And of course, figuring out when I can come up there.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. 100%.
Yeah, I'm going to one more wedding. I know you asked what have I been up to. A few weeks
your weddings.
Yeah, and I'm actually trying to tally up how many weddings I've been to in my life.
That would be great. I would love to see that total.
Yeah. So far, I went to a wedding, let's see, in 2020, in 2021, and I have a question mark because I think I'm missing one more. I went to 5. So I'm gonna tally them up. So this year I have one more officially on St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, fun.
Back in Texas. So I'm looking forward to that for sure. But it's been.
Remember that move? Sorry. Do you remember that movie by I think Katherine Heigl's in it? The 50 dresses or 50.
Was it 21?
20. Where did I get the 50? Oh, that must be 50.
But it might as well be 50. You've
But,
done 21. Why not do 50?
You should do a picture of like and a slideshow of each like outfit you wore at each wedding.
Yeah, I should.
That'd be great social media content.
I remember on my personal Instagram Instagram, I put wedding guest as one of my descriptors.
That's accurate. Yeah. I have not been to that many weddings. I and it's weird because I have a huge family, but nope.
Yeah, right now the people that are getting married are actual friends that I went to like high school with, and they're in my main group of friends. So even my mom find out like, oh, Angela is getting married. She's like, oh, like because she knows that person. And then the next person, she's like, oh, and that person I've known since we were in junior high. So now it's more so like this is the core people that are now getting married. So it's like, oh, it's hitting closer to home. Yes. But I'm 35. That's also what's new. I'm officially 35.
How does that feel?
Feels like a quarter and a dime. I'm a dime
What'd you do for your birthday? Usually do something fun and exciting.
Well, I traveled on my birthday to this wedding. So that one I would say was my celebration in a way. It was cool. It was a Korean American wedding. And I was in that wedding. So that was, I think that was a great way to have done 35.
Yeah.
However, yesterday I had a whole movie experience with 20 some people, and we watched one of my favorite movies.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and that was fun.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
What movie was it?
Julie and Julia.
Is that the cooking?
Yeah, cooking.
Yeah. Okay.
Julia Child, who I love, and Friends, where I'm gonna move to.
Right. Oh yeah.
All the things.
All the things.
So it was
fun.
That's what I did. Thank you for asking.
Awesome. That sounds like a good time.
Yeah. Have you done anything fun aside from?
Yeah, I have. I just got back from Minnesota again. I had so much fun last year. If you remember my vlog of the ice castles.
Yes.
I once you sign up, you get all these emails. I'm like, I gotta go again. And every year they change many things. And so I drove my traveling partner, my sister-in-law with me. We went to the Mall of America. She's not been to the Mall of America. So we went there. We did an escape room. And then we went to an aquarium, and then we did the ice castle. So it was a really quick trip up there and back, but the ice castle was amazing. I absolutely loved it. So I did that. I traveled to Kansas not too long ago to see my son's family. They're his baby since he's deployed in Germany. But yeah, that's been a lot, but that's been about it recently. Yeah.
And how's Mama Dorothy doing?
She's doing really good. She moved into the home, and it is so cute. You've seen some vlogs about her playing guitar. Well, she's the entertainment on her unit. So I think there's 12 different rooms in her hallway, and she drags her little red, electric guitar, and she plays it after lunch or supper, about a few times a week, honestly. And so that's been exciting for her and everybody.
Yeah.
As far as her memory, it's declining significantly, and that's the guitar thing is the only thing she talks about, which is fine. She'll talk about other really a long term stuff like happened like when she was a kid, but conversations with her has been very, very, very difficult because she's so fixated on just talking about one specific thing. So that's been a challenge, but she's very healthy, very positive. She's happy with where she's at. She loves the food. She'll pat her tummy and it's like, I ate something yummy today. And she's reverting a lot back to a child. So I got her a stuffed animal for Valentine's Day and kind of went up for Easter, and she'll just hug it and hold it. And so it's cute, but it's kind of weird too. But overall, she's doing really good. It's been good for her to be there, and she's very social. And she's a stay-at-home mom her entire life with us 8 kids, and she's never been social, never been able to like have friends or hang out with friends or do anything like that. So this has been fun to see her be so social. We didn't really know this was in her. So yeah, that's been kind of cool.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's been a good move for her, honestly.
Dorothy. Wow.
Yeah.
Does she know you're moving?
What's that?
She
knew it was a possibility a long time ago, and then it took so long for the process. I told my whole family just drop it because it's not doing mom any good.
Right.
So as soon as I have an actual date, I'm going to talk to her, but there's no reason getting her worried or worked up about it. So I talked to some family members. We're going to try to do some FaceTime and some stuff like that. So yeah, but she doesn't know specifically anything yet.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks for asking.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This is our catch up.
It is.
So my mom actually will be moving. Speaking of moms, that's a whole transition for her as well because she retired last year.
That's right. I remember that.
She's in the process of like tying things up in Texas and is going to come visit me for a bit.
Has she visited you before?
Yeah, several times.
Oh, okay.
Each year when I moved here, except for when 2020, she hasn't been here since 2019. So yeah. And then our favorite chef is moving to San Francisco. And so it's a whole thing. I know we're going to have to catch up with her at her new location.
Oh my gosh. What's making her decide to go there?
Just that's where her job is, where she works, she can transfer. And she grew up in Texas. She's a Texan, and the West Coast is the best coast. And if you want to fight me on this, that's fine.
It's pretty fantastic for sure.
So she's gonna do that. Yeah. So family, everyone's transitioning, it seems like.
It's a good way to put it.
And that's okay. Let's see. What's new and exciting for the new season of Therapy Talk with you and I?
What's new? I don't know. We're trying to figure it all out, aren't we?
Are we? I think, well, we had a meeting a few weeks ago and we sorted some stuff out. We've already scheduled out some episodes. So what we're going to see a lot of this year, because we have a lot of new subscribers, hello and welcome and thank you. Sorry we didn't introduce ourselves earlier in this conversation. We're going to have basically reruns on Fridays. So if you've seen some of these videos before, that's okay. It's a review. And if you haven't seen it before, it's new.
And they're still relevant.
It's still relevant because mental health will forever be relevant. So we're posting some of those things on Fridays. And then some of our new content, what we've switched to is Sundays to see how, if we catch more people watching. It seems that's when a lot of new content are posted. Sundays are chill and easy. So posting on there just to see how people, latch on to them. But some of the things that I can speak on what I've recorded and you can speak on what you've recorded. I'm going to have a mini series of what I just recorded recently when I went home last month. Basically met up with a group of high schoolers, and there was about 20 something of them. That was like the best time I've had, and the biggest interviewees we've had on Therapy Talk, and I let them know that, and they were so excited to hear that. And the amount of information that was shared was just priceless and unmeasurable. It's so much, and I can sense more wanted to be shared. We just didn't have time. I spent from 9 to 1. We spent a lot of time together, and they even gave us a tour. So I'm gonna break up that kind of conversation into just bits and pieces, so it's more of a miniature series.
Yeah, I love that idea.
Yeah, it may come out in April. Just got to find the time to break it up. It seems B already did his edit on it. Just gonna take some time to see how it would look. So more interviews with people. I know my mom wants to see you and I together more this season. So once you move, we got to start scheduling.
Yeah, I agree. This feels really good right now, just chatting with you and catching up. But I feel like we're such good friends and we're so connected that it doesn't matter like how much time's gone by. We see each other, we talk, and it's just like no time's ever happened other than we're always playing catch up. But
yes, and that's true. And that's partly why I talked about like catching up with friends in that one random when I had all this burst of energy and good content. But that has been good, but not good to have had friends that I can just not talk to for a while. Yeah, that still creates a gap. I think getting older now, there's still something that's off, and I don't feel as close to people as I did before. So although that works, I'm still, that's not filling my cup like
I totally agree. Yeah, I totally agree with that. I always feel like I'm dropping the ball to just not reaching out to people and not being present. And I even had a dream about it last night. I'm like, man, I really need to be better at that. But that includes slowing down, so the balance is hard. I'm sure we're all feeling that, any kind of balance is just really difficult and really hard.
Yeah, absolutely.
But that's exciting. You got a big group of people to do an interview.
Yeah, Gen Z. A big group of Gen Z. I mean, it could have gone south and it didn't.
I haven't looked at that edit yet because I just got back from Minnesota a little bit ago. So I'm like, dang, I saw the picture and I was like, what? Super excited to watch that.
Yeah. So once it's all like aligned and broken up into that series, you can watch it again. But right now it's over an hour of content. And so it's a movie.
I love it. I love that kind of content. I love storytelling, story making, and I love it. I really love it.
Yeah. But something I do want to say, I don't remember if I had the recording going, but I asked like a poll. And this was, what are you more likely to use, TikTok, Instagram, or Facebook?
Yeah.
Instagram was the answer.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
And the reason is more so you're more interactive on Instagram versus TikTok. Like you think, like you and I started, I was like, there's a lot of kids on TikTok. Yes, they are. But Instagram provides a space where it's more of more of the person versus how quickly TikTok is. Mm-hmm. Like you learn in TikTok, you connect in Instagram. Mm-hmm. That's it in short.
Yeah. There's a new app too. I'm not gonna remember. I downloaded it for a minute and then took it out because I'm like, I don't want another social media. I don't want to do any more than what we're doing. But it's like where you snap like a minute or two or 60 seconds of real life. Like what's that? I mean, in
Be real.
Yes, be real.
Yeah.
So I haven't thoroughly checked it out. I had it for maybe like a day and a half, and I'm like, eh. So
Yeah. Had some friends use it, and even the classroom. My friend is the teacher, and he actually, I think he participated with someone who was doing it. It's just, yeah, it's one of those new things.
Yeah. A lot of my clients use it, and then I asked my daughter, and she's like, "Oh yeah, look!" And so she showed me her app, and I'm like, "Oh,
yeah, yep,
yeah."
But like, what's a goal for the channel, 2023? What's a goal?
I'd say still developing, still growing, still being authentic, still being vulnerable, create a wider audience. I like the interview style stuff. I really do. I like, and I think initially when we started Therapy Talk, we talked about how nice it would be to like get other people's point of view on their experience with mental health, or just their point of view in general. Just so it's not just the two of us and our point of view, because that's boring. But I love interviews, and I love what you're doing with yours, and I've been doing some interviews, and it's just I think it coincides really well with what we do for a living. You know, we sit and we dig deep with people, we talk, we sit with their stuff. And so interviews to me seems very natural, very authentic.
Sure.
And so, yeah, I would say on my end, yeah, just doing more interviews is probably on my horizon as well. And just learning more about other people's lives, their perspective, their lifestyles, and things like that. Yeah. Which is going to help me be a better person, because I'm opening myself up to, you know, all these different things and lifestyles and people and experiences, which is exciting. That's what makes life so much fun.
Yes. Yeah, definitely interviewing. It's not about, at least for me, and it's not just about like getting the information, but it is about also learning through getting that information.
Yeah.
And I thoroughly enjoy that, and listening to people share their stuff is pretty insightful. Are there any personal goals for you?
I think this whole Alaska thing is going to challenge me on all sorts of levels. Yeah. Having a long distance relationship with my husband is probably going to be, it's first and foremost. And it's first and foremost on my list to just make sure that I connect with him and make sure that he feels special and loved, even though we're far apart from each other. So that personally, that is really, really big right now as I move into this, as we're getting ready to have this really long stretch of being apart from each other. We did it for about a month when we lived in Oregon, and I moved back a month before he did. So I know a month is challenging, but we did it. So, but we could always fly back and forth. That's always going to be an option. Granted time and money and things like that. So yeah, short list. Sorry, I'm rambling. Short list. Yeah. My relationship with him, and just relationship with others, like we just talked about a little bit ago. And just getting through some really big challenges. And I want to be present in those moments and those challenging things. I don't want to be thinking about the next thing. I really want to be present and absorb what's going on, and what I'm supposed to learn or not learn, or be or not be. And yeah, that's big.
I resonate with that. So relationships, personal goal. Yeah. You doing okay over there?
Huh?
I say you doing okay over there?
Okay. Yeah. It's been fun to think about how I love creativity type stuff. I'm a dork and a goof when it comes to stuff like that. So it's been fun thinking about how I'm going to, I know my husband's not going to watch this. So I know it's fun for me to think about like some of the creativity stuff I want to do like with him, just to keep him connected and things like that. And I do want to vlog that, just because I know a lot of people out there probably are having long distance relationships. And, you know, it comes with specific different challenges that normal, regular, schmegular relationships have. So
regular, degler, schmegular.
There you go. There it is. I haven't heard that in a while.
Yeah. But Yeah, go for therapy talk. I mean, we've covered that, but it's more and more like our goals are gonna be endless because of how people are. We as we evolve and get like shit is always happening. Shit is always hitting the fan. And I'm sick of it. Yeah, I'm over it. It's just a bit too much. I remember having a session not too long ago, and funny enough, like you said, talking about like you listen to the news and stuff like that. I do, and I stopped for a bit. And then the one day I got on, it was back to back. I'm like, how I can't even ask a question, can't even answer it. And I had a session that someone is asking me that. And I just found myself like trying to keep my composure in a way of like, I'm angry, I'm sad, I'm heartbroken, I'm confused. I don't know how to even.
Yeah.
I can't. So what do? I compartmentalize it. That's what we end up talking about. I'm like, honestly, that's how you have to kind of put it away for a bit. Not that you don't care. It means you care so much that you kind of have to store it a bit. So personally, professionally, that's working more on being in the present, being in the moment, but not so much so that it impacts me in a way where I just lose myself.
Yeah.
I had bits and pieces of that in the past year where I'm focused, but I lost focus towards the end. I'm like, whoa, how? It's like the funnel thing happening. But any as far as like, I know our editor B, he wants us to do more of reviewing videos, television shows and things like that. And you and I did the recent video out, What the Goop. I think that's what it's called. Is that right?
It's called Sex, Love, and Goop.
Yep. What the Goop. That's what I'm naming it. And I did the Velma one, and all those were fun. And so doing more of that. It's just that when I'm watching stuff, I'm watching mindless things.
Yeah.
And this makes me have to like really be attentive. So that's gonna be a struggle for sure.
Yeah. Especially when that's our outlet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it seems that was helpful for people, more engaging content to have reviewed some of these things that we did. Creating more shorts, which we are doing, but
good job, by the way. Good job.
Thank you. Good job too. You create it and I post it. It is work, but that's what we're doing. This is our job. Interestingly enough, when the interviewees I had, the Gen Z, talk about Instagram being where the source that they go to, prior to that, I had been saying, man, Instagram, you need to figure out how to actually properly engage and post on Instagram. And so for them to say that, I'm like, yeah, here's more reasons why. Because there's a reach, you can reach more people if you figure out and learn, give yourself that space to really learn how to post like Instagram wants you to post, versus because every social media has a different way of posting and how you need to create the content, and you can't necessarily overlap them. And so I know I've been posting more on Instagram, but doing the way of what I've done before of posting pictures. And that's been helpful in like just storytelling with the pictures, but learning those reels and how to actually use it there is going to be a different.
Yeah, I remember I used to be a big Instagrammer when I was doing wedding photography and
yeah.
I mean, and that was when it was used, it seemed like, for photography. And then once I started like doing more business stuff like on this end and not photography, I just kind of like let it go. So I know it's really evolved a lot over the years. And I am so far behind on the Instagram thing. It took a lot in me just to do TikTok. but Facebook is
It's so much
Facebook, you know.
easier.
But yeah, but yeah, I need to educate myself on Instagram, I guess.
Yeah. So let's do that. Let's set that goal for each other for our for therapy talk is to get better with Instagram because we've been comfortable with TikTok.
Yeah. So a question then, can you convert the content that we use in the other areas and use it like for reels, like Insta reels and stuff?
And
like
I
that?
have been. Is more so. There's a language. We're creating for TikTok versus we're creating for Instagram because you have a different audience in both of them.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So we're not going to engage. We're going to engage TikTokers, but we can engage them with the stuff we do on TikTok.
Yeah. That's why I'm trying to get away a lot from the trends and the sounds and doing more like talking and engaging that way, seeing if that, because that feels better than just jumping on the sound train that everybody else is.
Yeah, which once in a while, that's fine, but it doesn't transfer well.
No. And sometimes I'm like, how can I relate this to our, what we do, our niche? And it's like, I can't.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right. Yeah. So we'll work on Instagram. That's good information.
Yeah. We've done it before. We just need to catch up to the new times of it because things keep changing and we just gotta catch up. Collaborators. That's something we've been doing, and we did in the beginning. We haven't collaborated really with other YouTubers in a while.
It's been a minute.
Yeah. So is there one that you can think of that you want to collab with?
Not off the top of my head, no.
I would like to collaborate with Dr. Tracy Marks.
I knew you were going to bring up that.
Yes, she's a psychiatrist based in Georgia, and the way she just puts out information and really dissects, that's the word that's popping up, but like how she dissects psychiatry as far as like medications and even the diagnoses that are out there, and uses a language that's so relatable and understandable. I'm like, whoa, why I want to sit down and chat with her and interview her and work on something together. I think that would be really, really cool. Even if
she's a follower, isn't she?
No.
Okay.
She should follow us. We follow her for sure.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I have big time people I would like to collaborate with, but in my head, I'm like, but you know what? Now that I'm saying that out loud, I'm like, you know what? Let's manifest this.
Yeah. Dr. Marks. Who else? I want to go on like oh man, I'm going to say it because my sister has even said this before. Go on a Breakfast Club. It's one of the podcast morning shows I listen to.
Oh, I don't even know what that is. Okay.
Yeah, and they bring on all sorts of people. So I like to go on there. It's based in New York. So yeah. I'll put it out there.
All right, I'm gonna go on Oprah. Oprah's my girl. Oprah would definitely be on my short list. Brene Brown. I like Mel Robbins.
Yeah, you do.
Tony Robbins. A lot of motivational speakers like that. There's people's that names not off the top of my head, but I do have them. Yeah. So that'd be amazing.
Right. That would be cool.
Yeah.
So why not? We talked about Alaska years ago and it is happening this year. So we'll make these things happen. Why not?
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's what else have we not talked about? You got something else?
Well, I was just reading what our editor was saying.
Oh.
How will you I was waiting for you. How will you step out of your comfort zone this season for content?
That's a question for me, isn't it? clearly you don't get on our Instagram and see all the vulnerable posts I've been making. That's out of my comfort zone. Sitting in front of a bunch of children in high school, young adults. No, actually, I'm really comfortable being in front of that population. So, how? Just listen for it, wait for it. It's coming. It's
It can't be
there.
forced.
No,
Yeah.
it can't be forced. Right? Yeah, that's part of my listening, the wisdom, because I have to really listen and learn from other people in a way that I haven't before. That will help me step out of my comfort zone.
Well, even doing this big interview with all these teenagers, I mean, that had to be a step out of your comfort zone, because how did that happen?
Well, like I was saying, I'm that isn't 100% out of my comfort zone.
Mm-hmm.
Public speaking, I would love to do more of that. And being
But like wasn't asking for the interview or asking them to do a video, that wasn't difficult for you?
No, because I had to go through, because they're underage, I had to go through their teacher, and then their teacher reached out, and I created like a permission slip, disclosure, all of that, and did a flyer, did that. So that wasn't necessarily out of my comfort zone. And then when I met up with them, I said, hey, just gonna do a verbal confirmation. If you're here, did you sign a permission slip? Yeah, it wasn't anything.
Good.
Yeah, that was comfortable for me.
That's awesome. To me, that sounds like getting out of your comfort zone. It's something different.
It's something different, yeah. But also was a substitute teacher for high school for quite some time.
You were?
I was.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, my gap year consisted of substituting. So that's what, like, it felt familiar. It felt great.
And you want to get in that education speaker type. Yeah. So that makes sense for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So awesome. More one-on-one. How about that?
I see a talk show in our future.
Ooh, yes, Lord. That would be fun.
Yeah, it would be.
That would be fun. We do talk shows now. We just need it on
we see an audience. We have an audience.
We have an audience.
A bigger one.
Yeah. Oh man. But more content. We're gonna see more of me, I guess. More me doing this stuff. And then we'll see North Pole, Alaska.
Yep.
I'm sending all my Christmas cards to you, to Santa.
Yep. I think I'm thinking in the back of my head, I want to volunteer for that. I think that'd be a kind of fun experience.
Don't say what happens. Don't ruin it.
No, I won't.
Oh, believe. I still believe. Some of us still believe.
Santa needs helpers.
Santa needs helpers, and you're going up there to ensure safe deliveries.
I wish our travel vlogs did a little bit better. So I'm hoping
we have to learn how to actually do it. That would help.
Yeah, I've been taking an online class for it. So
hey, talk about that.
So it's a content creators class. It's just online. It's just as you go. But it started off really slow with like talking about the differences in cameras and videos and equipment and microphones and things like that. The stuff that you can really geek out on. And just talked about like the rule of thirds, which a lot of this I knew just from doing photography. Yeah. So a lot of it's coming back. But yeah, and then they give you a little bit of assignments to do, and I really do them because we do so many videos and video stuff. So I'll just apply kind of what they say to do. Yeah, I haven't really learned like anything. Nothing like really aha moment is coming up yet. but I'm getting to the part of drones. So that's something that really excites me. I think that would be fun for travel vlogs, is having a drone. And the travel vlogs I like to watch have a lot of drone footage. So we talk a lot about just music and how the music needs to kind of match like your video and your vibe. And if you can try to think about the music before you create content, because the music and the sounds, and they talked about sound effects too. So one of the assignments was to kind of like overlay lots of different videos together and like mesh it. And so have a video, let's say have a video of me walking in the woods, but then later on just record like me like walking in the leaves with my recording device down by my feet, and then later just implement that on your video so you can hear more of it, so it's more crisp. So sound is a really big aspect of the video, and music. They said it's really not as much about like the video per se. You just have to tell a story. So they just keep reiterating telling a story. So if the story has a good beginning, middle, and end, and a good goal of what you want to project in the story. So it's more like storytelling per se. So
Makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense
with visual
stuff. Yeah. Oh, another big thing I did learn is 4-second increments. So, and I find myself now watching movies and like, when is the scene like change, like the perspective of the camera or a person? Mm-hmm. And they say 4 to 5 seconds is what our attention span, like gathers or whatever. So every scene needs to be within
4 seconds,
4 to 5 seconds before you switch it. So I'm like, that's
it.
Yeah. And so I watch now, I'm like pretty much every movie, everything. And there's times that it doesn't. But pretty much every time I watch things is a lot of that. Yeah. And using different layers of sound. So having like, I think my Sex, Love, and Goop, I tried a lot of it where it's silent, but you see me talking, and then you have me like having a voice over. So you have lots of different like just visuals where it doesn't match up with my mouth, but it just creates more of like what's going on here. And then like what you've done with your Velma video, doing an activity while you're talking to people is very engaging. So those types of things work well. But yeah, the 4-second thing really hit me, and I can't stop thinking about it. So
yeah. I was actually gonna create a reel, and now I'm gonna edit how many seconds of each.
And even if you just like, even in editing, so like go for a little bit, and even if you put like just even like a little bit of a break in that video, even if you don't change it, it will do a little bit of a like glitch or something. Yeah.
And it's so interesting. That's all the things, that's the effects that we see.
Yeah.
That's cool. Thanks for that.
I forgot I was taking that class.
Because you have a lot other things going on.
Yeah.
Well, I think we should wrap this up.
Yeah, I agree.
I got some food I want to make.
What are you going to make?
Spaghetti sauce, so some ragu, but I'm going to bake some penne pasta with this sauce. First off, you need to have cooked your base, your tomato sauce, for 5 to 6 hours. Because that's what Italian nonas tell us to do.
Like slow simmering heat?
Yeah.
Oh.
So if you're not cooking your sauces, I don't eat everybody's spaghetti because I'm going to get heartburn. So, because your sauce was not
What does cooking it that long do?
There's a lot of acid in tomatoes. So you're going to cook off that acid, and then you're going to kind of slowly, you're bringing out the flavor of the tomatoes. So if it's canned tomatoes, if you don't cook it long enough, it's going to taste like canned tomatoes. But when you cook it long enough like that,
I guess that makes sense. That's how I make my chili. You just simmer it all day
for a long time.
Yeah, you just simmer it. Yeah, that makes sense.
So I'm making a baked penne, meat sauce, pasta. It's all vegan, gluten-free situation.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Situation. Yeah. I want to say something about real quick, watching SETI's social media. he is exploding, and I love how he's doing things right now. So Seti, I hope you watch this, but I have been creeping on his stuff, and I'm like, I love how it's like almost in movie kind of format.
Yes.
I love
he's
it.
been learning how to, like, he bought a camera and like has been educating himself too on how to create content and things like that. I actually caught him for a few hours when I went home. He rescued us actually, but anyway, that's a different story. And he was in town to do content creating with someone else, so he's been really getting into it.
Yeah.
I totally.
His last one where he's like, you grabbed like the lady who stole your man's wigs, and he's like, like for these different exercises. And I love his vibe. It's like, I love it, Seti. I love it. I might start hiring him yet. My finances need to get a little bit better.
Right. I hear you.
Dang, I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So closing remarks for today's live, our first one, is thank you for being here. And we are, every day we're trying to get better and do what we put ourselves out to do for this channel. And this whole, it's not just a channel. We have social media. We have a website. So we're trying to stay true. We have merch. Stay true to what we started out to be and to grow and learn. And hopefully in our next live, you're going to report from a new location.
Yeah. Hey, how do you feel about doing lives on our social medias? That option is always there, like individually or together. Like, what do you think about trying some of those more?
That's fine. We just have to do it. We just have to do it. Yeah, I think we needed to try some YouTube because we hadn't.
Oh God, yeah, definitely. Yeah.
But
well, this has been great and exciting. It's always nice to see your pretty face.
It's nice to see your pretty face too.
I miss you. I need to see you soon.
Soon. I'll see you in Alaska.
Yes, I'll see you in Alaska.
Well, thank you for watching, everyone.
Bye.